Hey guys, so I'm back today with the how I did my makeup in high school tag, and honestly I was inspired by Kathleen Lights to this video because I just got finished watching hers, and it's so much fun in my opinion to see these bigger YouTubers, at least the ones that I like, and watching them talk about their past in high school and watching their glow up from me, you know, being someone who knows nothing about makeup to being somebody who is outstanding with makeup, who is in the position they're in now. Like, to me, it's so cool to watch that kind of a thing. So I was inspired by her to do this, and I'm hoping that I inspire some of you guys to do this tag, because I think it's probably the best tag or challenge that's come out of YouTube over the past few months. We all know we had the Do Your Makeup with Kids makeup challenge. That looked dumb. I wasn't gonna do that one. We saw the 100 layers of whatever the fuck they put in their face challenge. I was not putting my face through that much turmoil just for a video. But this to me sounds like a lot of fun because I'm able to sit down and chit chat with you guys, go through, you know, memories of high school, and quite frankly, I know a lot of people have different opinions about high school or school in general, but I fucking loved my high school, like my high school career or high school time. I loved it. It was so much fun. In honor of this tag, I thought it'd be a cool idea to wear one of my favorite t-shirts in high school, and I don't know why I still have it. I still have a t-shirt from middle school. Actually, let me just show you that one. Before I show you this thing, I want to first warn you that this thing, for years after I even graduated high school, was used for like a cleaning t-shirt. Like, I would put it on when I was cleaning the house or dyeing my hair or whatever. So there's stains and tears. I wore this actually for a while as my beach cover-up in high school, actually, because I wanted a t-shirt that I could get dirty and not have to worry about it. So this thing has been put through hell and back. So there's like a huge hole in the back of it. There's stains all over it. But this is anyways my 8th grade t-shirt for my 8th grade trip when I was in Lantana Middle School. And I'll show you right here the front of it. So that's the emblem of it. We were the Vikings in Lantana. And this has all the signatures of anybody who was in the graduating class of 2009. So my 8th grade class, it has all our signatures on it. So I think this is a pretty cool thing that I still have. I don't know if a lot of people still have theirs. If they do, I'm pretty sure they're in better condition than mine is in. But honestly, to me, it was so cool to have something like this that I could look back on years from, you know, when I first got the t-shirt and like reminisce about certain things like the 8th grade trip and going to Universal Studios and having fun with my best friends. And that was actually the very first time I took a field trip that was not in Palm Beach County without my father. Like, I'll get into the strict father thing in a minute because it has a lot to do with my high school makeup thing. But it was one of the biggest things in my life that I was able to do, and I actually saved up a bunch of money because when I went into Lantana Middle School for the very first time, they had told us that the 8th graders always had a huge trip to Universal Studios or to Orlando at the end of the year for 8th grade. So from 6th grade to 8th grade year, I saved up every single dollar, dime, penny, quarter, nickel, you name it. I had a big jar full of change just for that trip, and I ended up paying for my 8th grade trip by myself by doing like little chores or like sneaking money from my dad's change thing. I found money everywhere and saved it up and was able to pay for my ticket by myself. So to me, that was the coolest thing in the world. But anyways, we're not here for middle school, we're here for high school, so let's get into that. In honor of this video being about my time in high school, I decided to wear one of my t-shirts that I got in high school. So I am now wearing my Santa Lucius Chorus, forgive me, I'm very, very short, my Santa Lucius Chorus t-shirt. On the back it says "The Best We Can Be." This was my favorite t-shirt for the longest time. So when I was in high school, when I first got to high school, I was not allowed to wear makeup, and I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until about my sophomore, junior, and senior years. But even then, I didn't start like wearing actual makeup until my junior and senior year. So the extent of my knowledge of makeup went as far as mascara and eyeliner. That was it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I did my mascara and my eyeliner back then. So I would make sure always, being the emo bitch that I was back then, I would always have a black, like a jet black mascara and a jet black eyeliner. And my favorite place to buy makeup from was, when I did buy it, was from Hot Topic, because that was where I shopped. I wasn't emo, but I wasn't not emo, if that makes any sense. So I would make sure that I would get the blackest mascara and eyeliner, and I would just go to town, like go ham as fuck with this stuff in my eyes, and it would be smudged everywhere. Like, it'd be everywhere. It was awful. If I was able to wear actual makeup back then, and if I was able to wear eyeshadow, I'm pretty sure I would have been wearing black eyeshadow, black everything, black lipstick. Okay, maybe I was emo. However, because my dad was so strict about this kind of thing, I was not allowed to wear anything besides eyeliner and mascara, and that was it. I'll go ahead and do my mascara because this is where things got a little weird. When I was in high school, when I was first allowed to wear mascara, my first time using it was traumatic, because putting anything like this, like a brush close to my eyeball, scared the shit out of me, because I'd watched people like poke the shit out of their eyes with the mascara. So I would only put mascara on the very, very ends of my lashes. I would never put it at the very base because that was way too close to my eyes. My very first time purchasing a foundation was when I was in senior year, actually late junior to early senior year. And I remember vividly going to the dollar store and picking up a dollar tube of the foundation from LA Colors. And I blame LA Colors foundation for my very first, like, severe acne breakout. Like, this is normal acne. This is all normal. I expect this to happen normally. When I tell you this was a serious breakout, this was probably the worst breakout I've ever had in my life, because I had the very large, ripe pimples everywhere, especially right here. I always broke out really, really bad after that product was used, and I realized that my acne breakouts didn't get that bad until after I used that foundation. I had no knowledge that things like that could do that to your face, so I kept using it. My acne got worse. It was not a pretty sight. My face was not looking good back then. With all that being said about that foundation from LA Colors, to kind of mimic how I applied my foundation back then, I'm going to go ahead and use my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. It's in the darkest shade that I have in my collection right now, because in high school, my cousin Ashley and I were beach bums. Like, always at the beach, especially junior and senior year. There were a lot of times, and Dad, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but you already know about half these times, her and I would always leave school and go to the beach. Yes, it was fun back then. I was being a rebellious teenager, but don't do that. Like, stay in school, like, get an education. Don't be a dumb shit like me and do dumb things. Like, I don't regret those things, but I don't want my kids to do it, because I know that it is bad for you to do, but that's how I was, and that's what we did, so yeah. Anyways, Ashley and I were beach bums, because we would literally leave school, especially on LTM days, the late start days. We would go to the beach first, go to school, drenching wet hair from the beach with bathing suits on. We'd leave school for lunch, because when we were seniors, we were allowed to leave the campus to go get lunch places, but we would never do that. We would go to the beach for a half an hour and come back to school, and then after school, right back to the beach. Like, we loved being at the beach, having fun with our friends. And there was one time in particular, let me put foundation on while I tell you the story. There was one time in particular where Ashley and I, we were incredibly bad influences on a lot of people, and we decided, we had already known we were gonna go to the beach, but she was the only one with a car back then, so we had friends in choir class, which was one of our first classes, I think, for senior year, who needed a ride to school. So Ashley's like, okay, I'm gonna pick you up and we'll go drop them off, go to breakfast and drop them off, and then go to the beach. I'm like, that's chill, whatever. So she picks me up, we go pick everyone else up, go out to breakfast. So we go to breakfast, and as we're getting ready to leave, we start to try to convince the girls who are with us to skip school, to skip this half day, and go with us to the beach. So we were able to convince two of the girls who were with us. So the one other girl who was with us was a goody two-shoes. She'd never missed a day of school, and she didn't want to do that. So of course we weren't going to be assholes and like kidnap her and bring her with us. So we dropped her off at school, and the lady who sat in the front of the school, who was like the guard of the school or whatever, she's like, you guys are coming back, right? And we're like, yo, yeah, we'll be here, we'll be here. So we didn't tell her we're gonna be here in like hours from that moment. So we go to the beach, have a great time, and we assume, since Mr. A hasn't texted us or called us, that we're in the clear, like we're good. Well, we make it to the after school practice for this concert, and that is when Mr. A doesn't ream into Ashley, doesn't ream into the other girls. He reams my ass for this because he knows I'm the ringleader and I'm probably the one who convinced all these girls to do these things. So I get yelled at in front of everybody in my class, dripping hair, wet from the beach. All of us have dripping hair. I'm just like, why am I the only one getting yelled at? But that was how I was in high school. I was the one who was always in trouble, like especially in school, like in class. Even if it wasn't me talking, because I was such a talker to everybody, I would always get in trouble for talking. Like, even if it was a guy talking and it wasn't me, for whatever reason, especially that bitch-ass teacher, Miss Sanders, in high school, bitch, she always yelled at me. Like, continuously yelled at me. And if it wasn't for talking, it was for something else. Like, she always found reasons to get mad at me. And that was how it was in high school for me. So I got voted class clown in high school, which was pretty cool because I never thought I'd be voted for anything, let alone class clown. I didn't think I was too funny, but obviously people thought I was funny. So that was a cool thing to be voted for. But yeah, so that was probably the coolest time in my high school career was senior year, because even though I was in trouble a lot, I had a lot of fun doing it. So it is what it is. So this was me in high school, and actually I still have my high school book bag, and it was this one from the brand Hurley, because you guys know, like I said, me and Ashley were beach bums. We had everything that was beach related or surfing related. We were those kind of people. This was my book bag back then, and I still use it to this day. As you can see, it's very worn, very old, but I still get some good use out of it. So as for scents, if you're interested in my scent choices for back then, my all-time favorite scent was Love Spell from Victoria's Secret. This was my signature scent for a very, very long time, until I first smelled Cucumber Melon from Bath & Body Works, Plumeria from Bath & Body Works, and then when Twilight was huge, which that is a whole part of my high school career that I just am very kind of embarrassed about. I was obsessed with Twilight Woods, and to this day I am still obsessed with Twilight Woods. These were my go-to scents, and believe it or not, these two were from the 90s, and Bath & Body Works did a re-release of their most popular 90s scents last year, so I invested in a couple of bottles of these each, because honestly, these two were my favorite, especially together. These were my favorite scents to put together, and it smelled so, so good. But before I got off camera, I wanted to talk to those of you who are probably starting or about to start your very first year of high school. You're probably feeling very nervous, very unsure about things, very scared. Who are you gonna hang out with? How are you gonna dress? What are you gonna do? Like, I understand, I've been there before, but I want you to just take a deep breath. Calmate. Just breathe. It is not as bad as these dumbass movies and these TV shows make it out to be. I know that we always see like people getting bullied, the freshmen always get bullied by the seniors. I never had a problem with any of my upperclassmen at my freshman year of high school. That is not how it is in reality. A lot of the times, like I said, you'll see people being bullied, the freshmen being bullied or being pranked on by the seniors. That is not how it is in real life. That is literally just for, you know, the cinemas and for TV. That's just how it is there. High school is what you make of it, and I hate cliches, but if there's one cliche that I will always stand by, it is that one. High school is what you make of it. And I know that everyone's going to have different experiences. Obviously, we all have different cliques we hang out with, different people we hang out with, different things we like to do. That's all fine and dandy. However, you need to make the most of your high school years the best that it can be for yourself. Because looking back as an adult now, I'm 25, I graduated in 2009. I honestly would not do anything different for my high school career. I would do it all over again the exact same way because I had an amazing time. And I know that a lot of the times, yes, I'm not saying you're not going to be bullied. It could happen. It will happen. People are assholes. You have to remember that these people are just temporary. Maybe they're people you've known for your entire life. Soon enough, they're going to be gone out of your life for the rest of your life. You won't ever have to deal with them ever again. But I always got made fun of because of the way I looked, and it was mainly because my teeth were not straight. They weren't perfect. So people called me Shrek. People called me ugly. Like anything you could probably think of in the dictionary, they called me that. However, I didn't let those assholes make my high school experience ruined for me. Like, I didn't let them ruin it for me. Freshman year, I tried out for cheerleading with my friend Alex. Her and I were not the cheerleading types, and that's the reason why I actually eventually quit 2 months later into cheerleading. I couldn't do it anymore. Her and I were the band people. We wore band t-shirts, Nirvana, Blink-182, Good Charlotte was my shit. Joel and Benji were fucking hot back then to me. My Chemical Romance, I was in love with Gerard Way, obviously. But I was not the cheerleading type, neither of us were, but we knew since we were growing up, we were going to be in high school now, we wanted to do something different than what we were used to, step out of our comfort zone and do something different, and we did, and we both made it onto the cheerleading squad, even though I, like, literally made sure I sucked so hard so that I wouldn't be put onto the team. I was just trying out to help her so she could make it, but I made it. We both made it. So my dad wanted me to play softball for 2 years, at least a year, but I ended up playing for 2 years, and I actually quit softball because I hated it. I hated playing softball, and I knew the one thing I wanted to do was be in choir, where I was used to being for my entire, like, school years. I wanted so badly to be in that choir that I quit softball against my dad's wishes and just auditioned and finally made it into the top honor choir in high school and remained there for the rest of my high school career. And I had an amazing time because we went to Disney World. We performed at Disney World for the Candlelight Processional. I performed in all sorts of competitions. The states, we made it to states and we're one of the finalists at states. We did an amazing job and I had so much fun being around my friends because all my friends from middle school were essentially all in either drama or in choir, and that's where I wanted to be. So I made sure to make myself happy first because I know, like I said, our parents want to live vicariously through us and relive their high school careers through us as their children. Any parent would want to do that, but we need to make sure, you need to make sure, not we, I'm not in high school anymore, you need to make sure that you need to do what makes you happy so you can have the best time of your life in high school. Of course, obviously paying more attention to the educational aspect of it, but put yourself in something that will make you happy because school is not only about just obviously learning and all that kind of stuff. It's about experiencing new things. High school can be an amazing thing or a really, really bad time in your life. And I know some people are going to have some bad things, but don't let those bad things overshadow all the good things that have happened in your life at that point. So yeah, if there's one thing I can say, make high school what you want it to be. And I just have fun. You're about to embark on a really big part of your life. High school is one of the last things, the easiest parts of your life. Trust me, it gets a lot harder. But it's so much fun and it can be so much fun. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go and have breakfast. It is super early in the morning. My husband already left for work, so I'm gonna get my day started, but I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye. I'm about to go swimming, so that's why I look different now. But I wanted to quickly, before I finished editing this video, tell you guys, because I forgot to put it in the video, that my first video for next week is going to be a Q&A. So if you want to be featured here on my channel and on my Instagram, leave your questions down below. They can be about anything, about my love life, about, I don't know, first boyfriends, worst experiences, makeup questions, whatever you want to ask away, and I will answer them all in my next Q&A video. So yes, now I'm gonna go have fun. You guys have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.